This court's going to call cause number C241749. This is in the 317th District Court of Jefferson County, Texas. And it's in the interest of Kenesia Williams. Miss Felicia Beatty, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
In the air.
Miss Beatty, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Mr. Williams, please raise your right hand. Mr. Williams, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Who's handling this case for state?
I am, Your Honor.
You have any other witnesses besides the parties?
No, Your Honor.
You call your first witness.
The state would call Miss Beatty. Miss Beatty, what is your full name?
Alicia Joyce Beatty.
And what is the name of the child before the court?
Kenesia Deshae Williams.
And what is Kenesia's date of birth?
9/27/17.
Okay. And who is Kenesia's father?
Kenneth Williams.
Okay. And we did some DNA testing, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, the state would enter the state's exhibit the DNA results in this case.
Miss Beatty, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged DNA test results showing the results of the test between you, the child, and the alleged father, Mr. Kenneth Williams. Is it okay if I look at the results?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Williams, the same question. Is it okay if I look at these test results?
Yes, sir.
State Exhibit A is admitted into evidence. Based on the admission into evidence of State Exhibit A, the court's going to find that DNA testing has been completed and that the alleged father, in this case, Mr. Kenneth Williams, is now found to be the biological and the legal father of the child, Kenesia Williams.
Thank you. May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Beatty,
Yes,
do you have any family violence concerns as it relates to Mr. Williams?
yes.
And what are those concerns?
I don't trust the 3 things he have done to me.
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. What was that?
I don't trust him prior things he said to me and my kids.
When was the last time there was any issues?
Shortly after he came home
Came home from where?
from incarceration.
Okay. And what happened?
When was that, Miss Alexander?
Thank you. Do you recall when Mr. Williams returned from being incarcerated?
In 2021, I think.
Okay. And what were the issues that occurred once he returned from incarceration?
I was trying to get him to be in my baby life, but he was making too many threats and demands, making threats to take my child and run away with her. He'll hurt me, take my child, hurt my kids, my mama, my grandma, and take my child.
Okay. Does Mr. Williams know where you live?
I don't know. I can't say he do and I can't say he don't. I heard he do, but I don't know.
What concerns would you have if your address was put into the court record?
Concerns of somebody trying to take my child.
And somebody being who?
Mr. Williams, this other chick, this girl he knows.
So you have concerns with your address being in the court record and Mr. Williams finding out. Is that your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who makes all the decisions, the major decisions as it relates to Kenesia?
I do.
Okay. And who makes the day-to-day decisions for Kenesia?
I do.
Okay. What decisions, if any, does Dad help with?
None.
None. Okay. What type of visits has Dad had with Kenesia?
None. He
Has
don't
had-
want to. I tried to get him to come meet us in public, in a public place, you know, where there's other people around. He don't want that. He want me to come drop my baby off and go meet him and talk by himself, and I don't want that. I want him to meet her in a public place or like people around. I don't I don't care to be around him without other people around.
So Kinesia's never really met him, is that correct?
Not since my baby was like a few months old.
Okay. Would you like Dad to have visits?
Yes. I want him in her life, you know, because that's his child. I want her in his life, you know, but I don't want no threats. I don't want nothing. I don't want no ignorant stuff, you know. I just want you to be in her life and not try nothing. Don't try to hurt her.
Okay.
Because taking her from us will hurt her. You know, just be in her life and be her dad. That's what I want him to do.
Okay. Would you be open to visits starting with some supervised visits and some phased-in visits from there?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there someone that could supervise those visits?
I have a lot of family. I mean, I don't have no problem getting somebody around. It's just he don't never want that.
Okay. What kind of health insurance is Kinesia on?
He's on Medicaid.
Okay. And has Dad provided any support for Kinesia since she was born?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you mentioned that he was incarcerated for a while. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall when he went into jail?
July 2018.
Okay. And you said it was sometime in April of 2021 that he was released, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you asking for current child support and back support, or just current child support moving forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So are you asking for back child support?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Call your next witness, Ms. Alexander.
The state would call Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, what is your full name?
My full name is Kenneth Dwayne Williams Jr.
Okay. And when were you incarcerated?
I was incarcerated in, like she said, July 2018, and I got out because I beat my charges because I was wrongfully accused. So I beat my charges and I got out around like February 2020. And I've been out ever since.
So you were released February 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you've not been incarcerated since?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have anything on my record for the past 7 to 8 years in the state of Texas.
And what city are you currently residing in?
Right now, I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm homeless. I don't have no place to stay. I live on the streets.
Okay. Are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you looking at trying to get a job? I apologize.
Yes, ma'am. I am trying to, but I would like to object to what Miss Betty has said about the threats and all this and all that. I'm not a.
Mr. Williams, you cut out. You're on mute.
I want to be in my child's life.
Okay.
Miss Betty.
Mr. Williams.
Here's Miss Alexander, where you might want to object.
Yes. Mr. Williams, objection non-responsive, Your Honor.
It's sustained.
Mr. Williams.
And
Hold on, Miss Alexander. Let me instruct the witness. Since he's pro se, Mr. Williams, please just answer the questions. I will give you an opportunity. Mr. Williams, are you not focused on this trial that I'm having in regards to your child?
Sir?
Are you now focused on this trial that I'm having regarding your child?
Yes, sir, I am.
Did it kind of look like there you were distracted from talking to other people while I was in the middle of a trial? Because that's what it looked like to me.
I'm having court inside of a store. I'm in racetrack.
I understand where you're having the hearing, Mr. Williams, but I'm having it at the Jefferson County Courthouse. And this is at your convenience, Mr. Williams, that we do hearings like this that gives you an opportunity to participate. So since I'm giving you the opportunity to participate, Mr. Williams, would you do me the favor of focusing on what it is that we're doing?
I'm focused.
Okay. Miss Alexander is going to continue to ask you some questions, Mr. Williams. And then at the end of that, I'll give you a chance to give me any other information you think I need to know, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Miss Alexander. You continue with your question.
Thank you, Your Honor. So just to backtrack a little bit, you're not currently working, is that correct?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay. And you said you're homeless right now,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're seeking employment as it stands right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you employed last year?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing last year?
I was working at the state fair.
State fair?
Yes,
How much
ma'am.
were you making there?
I only made they started me off like $12 an hour
Okay. And how long did you work at the state fair?
for like 2 months.
Okay. And where did you work before that?
I worked before that. I was working. I had a couple of jobs. I had my first job when I came down here. I was working at Taco Bell. Then I started working for the city of Dallas. Then I started working for the fair. And since then, I ain't been working since.
Okay. And how long did you work for the city of Dallas?
I worked for the city of Dallas for like 9 months.
Okay. Was that a good portion of 2022?
More like, yeah, like into 21, 22.
Okay. And how long did you work for Taco Bell?
I worked for Taco Bell. Like when I got out, I started working at Taco Bell like around July 2020.
Okay. And how long did you work for Taco Bell for?
I stayed working at Taco Bell to the end of the summer, like around like June 2022. 2021.
Okay. And how much were you making at Taco Bell?
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage? And how much were you making at the city of Dallas?
They started me off at $18.50.
$18.50. And what were you doing with the city of Dallas?
I was working on the back of a dump truck.
Okay. And what was your position at Taco Bell?
Well, I was like shift leader.
Shift leader. Okay. And Mr. Williams, do you have any other children other than Kinesia?
Biologically?
Yes, biological children under the age of 18.
Not that I know of. No. You never know.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You can call your next witness, ma'am.
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. The state rest.
Yes, the state rest, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Beatty, can you unmute? Miss Beatty, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling? Are you there, Miss Beatty?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else, Miss Beatty, you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Williams, is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I mean, the simple fact of the matter is Mr. Williams hasn't had a whole lot of contact with the child, and that's the primary thing that we're going to try to fix here today. Of course, going to find the court has jurisdiction. I've already found that Mr. Williams is the biological father of the child, and now I'm going to find that it is not in his best interest to name the parties as joint management and servitude.
Judge, I can't hear you.
I know. Well, can you hear me better now, Miss Beatty?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to name Miss Felicia Beatty is the sole managed conservator of the child. Mr. Williams will be a possessory conservator of the child. Mr. Williams will have visitation at any and all times mutually agreed to by the parties. If no mutual agreements, then there will be a phased-in visitation schedule, Miss Alexander, with 12 visits at each phase. There will be no domicile restriction in this case, and any request for non-disclosure is denied. Miss Beatty will be ordered to maintain the current health insurance that she has on Kinesia. And I'm going to order Mr. Williams to pay child support for the child based on a minimum wage presumption. And therefore, Mr. Williams's child support will be $225 a month plus $25 a month in cash medical. Retroactive child support will be granted, but I'm only going to grant you a short amount. $2,700 in retroactive child support with a payback of that of $30 a month. Mr. Williams will be ordered to pay the court costs, but I'll give him until October 31st of 2023 to pay my court cost. Miss Alexander, did the state of Texas hear all the terms, conditions of my court order?
Yes, Your Honor, just to clarify, the child support, medical support, and payout on the retro is to start May 1st, 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have everything, Judge.
All right. Miss Beatty and Mr. Williams, what's going to happen now is the state's going to send me a proposed order. As long as it matches what I said here today, I'm going to sign it and get it back to them. And then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you. Okay?
Okay.
Miss Beatty, Mr. Williams, I wish you both the best of luck. You're both free to go. Try